So we are back downstairs in the basement grow, the accident emergency tent. This is the Queen of the South. I wasn't too sure if it was going to make it. The other Queen of the South has been put into a bigger pot, and that's gone upstairs to flower now, so that's in the first week of flower. These two are the G-Whiz monster crops, so they've definitely grown, but they're kind of coming out a little bit stressed. We've moved them from the T5 Mars Hydro lights onto this Spider Farmer 100 watt LED, but it seems to be kind of stripping them out a little bit. It's making them go a little bit more yellow, so I think what I might do with this is just increase the cow mag a little bit, and then ultimately if we get more cow mag in there, the plants should be fine in that kind of light. Usually these LEDs strip a little bit of cow mag sometimes when they're a bit younger, so we'll see how that goes. Overall, they're all right, they're not too bad, but this is the accident emergency tent right now. So at least we've got 2 strains, 3 plants still alive. We had a little update on the Biobizz. What I didn't realise is that this one, the Top Max and the Bio Bloom, has totally just gone off. It's gone like mouldy, it's got like a savage layer, so we don't need that. What I've done is I've decided to buy some more of the Top Max, just the small bottles, because we're in a bit of a budget phase here. So I've got the small bottles, and I've decided to use a dripper for each one. I think what I'm doing is, because I'm double dipping them or mixing them using the same dripper, I think the same dripper going in and out of each of them has crossed over somehow and it's given it some kind of biological reaction. It still is organic, but at the same time I just don't want to risk it because it smells a little bit pungent. We're going to use individual pipette drippers for each one and make sure that that one just stays with that one just stays with that one, and we've got no more double dipping or cross contamination or anything like that. So moving on, it's now, by the way, the 30th of May, so I've been back from Mexico now for around just over 3 weeks, almost a month. So this is where we're up to. These are back on track. This is exactly what we wanted. Nice, green, lush. They've all got a bit of shape in them. We've got the Queen of the South. This one's kind of small, but it should do the job already. This is just in week 1 flower. Maybe it'll stretch, maybe it won't. But these are the PMZ ones. PMZ1 there, PMZ1 there. These are the survivors that survived Mexico, and they was the only ones that survived because they was in that 11-litre plastic pot. So the plastic pot saved them, and the fabric pots just made them dry out at all angles. The back one here is a PMZ2. So this is the first time that I've flowered a PMZ1 and a PMZ2 back to back in the same tent as a comparison. Usually I've just done them on different runs and then found one and then kept the clone. So I actually want to see now how they grow back to back. And that one does stretch a lot more. This one is a lot more bushy. I knew that kind of characteristic and that kind of a shape early on. But this is going to be the first time that I've flowered them both next to each other, so it should be a good grow. They're both good strains, they're just different variants of permanent marker, cross Kush Mint, cross Skittles, kind of like a blue Zushi, but more Skittlesy. So they're looking decent. Next, where we have here for the next update, we have the first set of our cross-pollinated seeds. So these cross-pollinated seeds was done by accidentally herming out a PMZ3, and it crossed with the RainbowZ, which was in flower, and obviously, oh yeah, we've got one there we go. So yeah, so these cross-pollinated and created a new strain. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll herm. There's been a bit of debate in the chat on the channel whether they'll herm. People have been saying I should throw them away, but we'll just see what happens. Surely on average there's got to be 1 or 2 females in there, and I've got the time to figure it out now. So hopefully we get a nice cross of Rainbow Sherbet, cross Permanent Marker, cross Kush Mints, cross Skittles, which could be insane. So that's the Rainbows cross the PMZ3 Herm. So we've got one up so far. They've only been in there for 2 days now, so they've been soaking as well for another day and a half or maybe 2 days, so they should be up within a week usually. I'll give them a little spray later and we'll see where we're up to with them. But for now, they'll go back in the dome, warm and moist, and hopefully all them shoot up, and then we can get to hunt through them and see exactly what's going on. This is one branch that I just took of PMZ1. I don't have any clone cubes, so I just thought I'm just going to cut a branch off, cover it in Clonex and stick it in the soil here. So I only did this for maybe 2 or 3 days ago on the 27th. Today's the 30th, so it's been in there for 3 days. Obviously it's going to take around 2 weeks, but it's not looking bad so far. We'll see how that gets on in the next couple of days. So for now, all I'm doing is waiting to see if these pop up. I'm waiting to see if I get roots on that. And then I know we've got a successful next cycle. And we can also try out these new strains as well with the seeds. But overall, I wanted to keep one clone of the PMZ. I do have other people, friends, that have got a copy of the PMZ2. So I don't really need to keep that around now. It's taking up a lot of space, and a lot of my friends love the PMZ2. So they've got that. I've got a copy of this one, which is the only one there. But to be honest, I've not put a lot of effort into backing these up right now. I've been, flowering the PMZ for just over 2 years now. It's a great strain, but I find myself constantly trying to keep the PMZ alive, and I really need to get into the batch of seeds that I've got. I really need to figure out exactly what's going to come next and see if I can make anything else out of the new packs that I've got. So I need to be finding some new stuff. I can't always be keeping the old stuff around, even though they are bangers. Surely there's new bangers in there. But again, this is just the problem about this time and the space that I've got here, is just keeping all these plants alive and then trying to keep a copy of them for the next cycle, when really I should be hunting through all the new seeds rather than just keeping clones around. But again, as you know, I need to do a bit of both. I want to keep the nice clones around, the ones that I found, otherwise it's totally pointless just letting them go. The work would have been for nothing. And we want to keep the keeper clones, and we also want to hunt for new fire. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to get a good balance of keeping them alive but also finding new stuff. So we're going to keep it all on rotation. I think this will probably be the last time that I do the Queen of the South and the PMZ in this tent. Don't quote me on that. I do like the PMZ. Maybe I'll just stick one in there, but surely the next time around we do this tent, we're going to have 3 brand new strains in here, which is why we've got the seeds going. So it's been a few more days with the PMZ cross rainbow seeds. These bigger ones now are starting to touch the top of the dome, so I'm thinking I might just take off the dome and let them kind of shoot up now. A few of them have come up as well today, so we've got 5 in total. Have a look right now from a couple of days ago when I put the seeds inside the water. You can see that not all of them were fully formed. It was like a random batch of seeds, so some of them were pretty dark, some of them were pretty light. I wasn't sure which one's best, whether it was the darker seeds or the lighter seeds. Maybe I should have logged that and seen, say I put the darker ones in these ones and the lighter ones further down, but at the time I was just putting them all in, so maybe that's a good idea to do next time, to see which ones sprout furthest, whether it's the brown ones or the lighter ones. But either way, we've got 5 that have come up here. I did just have a little dig around in these remaining holes here, just to have a look at the seeds and see if any of them are sprouted or not, or just to see if any of them had actually cracked. Like we can see there's one here now. This just hasn't opened. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but it hasn't opened, so it's still pretty solid. What I'm trying to do is get it in between the seeds and just crack it open slightly, and then maybe that can give it a little assistance in sprouting. So we'll give that a few more days. We'll just get that a bit further down. So sometimes that's what happens, the water doesn't get inside the shell and the seed doesn't germinate. But sometimes they can rot, sometimes they're alright. So we've just done that. I found all the seeds that didn't actually open. They're the ones that didn't open in the water as well, I'm imagining. So we'll see how they get on. But right now we've got 5, hopefully females. We'll give these just a few more days. Hopefully they'll straighten out a little bit, and maybe a few more will come up. Couldn't find any in these 2. I have no idea what happened there. So maybe they just couldn't find them, or maybe they didn't even put any in there, those ones. Who knows? But we've got here now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if no more come up, 5's a decent number to have anyway to work through. But hopefully we get a couple more coming here in the next few days. We'll get them back upstairs under the Mars T5 LED lights, and we'll raise this a little bit just so that these shoots don't stretch out too far. We don't want them too close to the light, but at the same time we don't want them too far away, so they don't end up stretching like this and having big dangly ones. This is alright for now, but hopefully it doesn't stretch further the next 2 days. If so, we'll just put a little stake in there and tie it up and support it. But for now, these will be in here for the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get a few more, but for now we've got 5 PMZ cross rainbows. Excellent. It's been just over a month now since the last upload, so We've been recovering from a lot of the damage and the stress that happened when I went away to Mexico. Got married, obviously away, congratulations, but coming home wasn't the best to see some of the plants in that kind of a state. So what we've been trying to do is bring them back. This is the Queen of the South. If you can remember what it looked like last time. So it's definitely bounced right back. It's looking decent now. So we'll get that in a bigger pot soon, and that'll be ready for flowering on the next cycle. Here we've got the two monster crops. So when I repotted these, they had some serious transplant shock. But we've been hitting them with the foliar feed, with the Biobizz Activera, which is really good for stress, and it kind of gives the plant a little bit more of a booster when you can't really get it from the soil. So these pots was dampening out quite fast. And basically we just need to get the nutrients into them as soon as possible. So a good way to do that is via a foliar feed. If the roots are struggling, the leaves will always take foliar feed in nicely, especially when you spray it when the lights are off. So if you spray it when the plant's cool, the foliar feed will really start to work, and as you can see, the new growth is coming through nicely now. So this one's a little bit slower, but still it's got some nice new growth coming in there, with the greens taking over the yellows, which is exactly what we want. The plants upstairs are due a feed in, so we're going to give them 4 litre mix of the Biobizz. We're going to give the Grow, the Bloom, and some Top Max. So Top Max and the Bloom. So with these 3 plus a little bit of Bio Heaven, this will be a good base to start the flowering in. So we're already flowering on week 2. So we're going to use 2 mil of this, 1 mil of this, 1 mil of this, and 3 mil of this. We'll put that all in per litre. So I've been starting to mix it all in a mix. So we've got 3 litres of water. I'll mix all of this in here, make a slurry, and then after that we'll pour all of that into there, and then we'll do the final pH test and make sure it's good for a feed. So let's get going. So 2 mil of the Bio Grow per litre. We've got 4 litres, so we need 8 mil of Bio Grow. Just around 1 mil per litre, so 4 mil in total. We want 2 to 3 mil per litre of Bio Heaven. So that's 4 litres. So say we'll put 8 or 9 mil.
Come on, DJ. Come on, DJ. You got to get back, get back, get back. One more time.
In there, all of this is just 1 litre, but obviously we've put enough for 4 litres worth of feed in there. So cleaning this out is quite difficult when the water is halfway down, so I use this 1 litre jug, make the slurry, put all the nutrients in there, and then add it to the 3 litres of water to make it fall. Once all of this is mixed into the spray bucket, we'll then give it a good shake, and then we'll do the overall pH. shake. And we'll drop in the pH pen, see what it says. Be quite high because it's got 4 litres worth of nutrients in there. So usually I know, just out of repetition from doing this, per litre for roughly this amount, it takes around 6 or 7 drips per litre. So we'll just say 5 drips per litre and then see where we're up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it shake. Give that a second. Saying 6.9. So I'm going to put a few more in there. 5 more drips. 6.6. Give it just 3 more drips. And we're aiming for 6.2, 6.3. I think we've got it. There we go, 6.3, and it just jumped up to 6.4. So maybe we'll put in 2 more drips. It's not exactly the best angle because of this neck, but that's why I just tie something to it and it's easy. There we go, 6.3. So we are rocking. Right, let's do it. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Week 2, flower for these 4 plants. 2 PMZ1s, 1 PMZ2 at the back, and the Queen of the South at the front. So they've all bounced back. PMZ2 still looking a little bit light there, but the new growth on the top is coming through nicely. I think we might have to get the scrog net in that just to hold up some of these, but it's the best we can do right now. Temperatures getting pretty much higher now. They're coming up to 27, 28 at night, sometimes even more. So what we need to do is make sure we can keep this tent open as much as we can during the day. These plants are going to start really turning into kind of what we're expecting now with the flowers. Starting to smell a little bit skunky, a little bit kind of green. Queen of the South looking really good here as well. So these are just on cruise control for the next couple of weeks. All we need to do is make sure that we keep the feeding schedule on time and stick to the Biobizz schedule. Everything else is rocking in this tent now, so coming up to the next couple of weeks, we should have a nice harvest. Thinking it's going to be another 6 weeks or so, maybe 7, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see exactly what time frame we have and when we can harvest them. So that's the flower tent, week 2. We'll stick on top of this, and hopefully it'll provide us with a decent harvest. We've also got some of the seeds. These are coming up all right now, as you can see. So this is RainbowZ crossed PMZ. Out of the 12 seeds that we potted, 5 have come up looking decent. So we knew going into it that a couple of these seeds wasn't really fully formed. They was really white. I honestly couldn't tell you which ones of the seeds has germinated, but we've got 5. So these are going to be in rotation now for the next couple of weeks. And we'll just see what happens with them. We'll veg them out, we'll take some clones out of them, and hopefully at least 1 or 2 have got a decent cross. And it's a female. So that's not too bad. The next generation of PMZ, so that's PMZ3 Herm crossed with RainbowZ feminized seed. Total cross-pollination due to stress, but hopefully there's some females in there. We'll get these back under the Mars T5 LEDs, and yeah, just keep watering them as and when they need it, and then we'll get them repotted. We'll get them in the big tent. The clone definitely is dying, so I think that's for the bin. It's not taking at all. It's really strange how I can only do clones when I use a clone cube. But yeah, I'll give it another day or 2, but I think it's for the bin, guys. So we are back in the flower tent. It is the 9th of June and everything's looking sweet. Got some nice smells coming in off here now. Pistils are starting to form. This one's still kind of struggling a little bit, but I mean the top growth's green. It's just some of the older stuff's really starting to die, so I might have to go through this and do a little defoliation. Just get off some of these old yellow leaves. Plant's going to be using a bit of energy trying to repair these, so I might as well just try and get rid of them. Both are looking good though. Happy with the outcome. These are doing really well considering that they survived my time away in Mexico. 2 weeks there and they just absolutely sailed through. I was so happy when I got back. But yeah, this was also a recovery as well. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks, once it starts really taking up some phosphorus and some nitrogen, hopefully the leaves should kind of balance out. But everything's looking all right. Temperatures are still quite high, and also this fan is actually broken. It just stopped working the other night. I could hear it squeaking and rattling, so I just checked it out and yeah, it's gone. So obviously further down here now is going to struggle being cooler because there is no airflow, but I'll just try and keep this door open most of the day. And then we've got this fan here as well, so this one will just kind of give it a little breeze. Try and open this door as well, so it creates a bit of a wind tunnel, and then whatever heat in there can escape in and around the tent. Spider Farmer SFG 3000, the 300 watt light, just turned it up to 45% today. So we're coming up to halfway. I think it could do a little bit more actually. We'll probably just crank it up maybe to 7. Been raising it 2 or 3% each day, and the plants don't seem to have any light stress, no curling, so they seem to be enjoying it, so that should be all right. We'll try and keep that raised and obviously take it as close as we can towards 100% in the next month. But at the same time, when this light goes up, it creates more temperature, and it's just a balance. You know, if you can see on this one here, even at just around 40%, 45, It's been maximum 29.5 at some points in this tent, and that is obviously just too high. But you know, the plants can handle up to around 30 degrees with the right airflow. So we're just gonna have to ride that line and see what happens. As you all know, I don't have any AC in this apartment, so it is what it is. The windows are open, the fans are on, everything's open, and we're just doing the best we can. This Queen of the South is looking all right. This was the second plant that was struggling. So if you remember, when I came back from Mexico, there was 2 Queen of the Souths that was in this back corner, and they didn't look too well. So one of them's downstairs, just slowly vegging out. And this one, we decided to put it in the big tent and let it stretch out. So this is just around week 2, week 1. I think these 2 started flowering for 1 week, and then I stuck this one and that one in. So I think these are on week 2, and this one is on week 1. But it should be all right. I'll round them all off at around 9 weeks anyway, 9 or 10 weeks, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's all starting to smell good. We've got a nice little crop here now when this is all done. And that's it. We'll just keep them on the schedule and make sure that these plants get exactly what they need for the next couple of weeks. We'll take care of them, and hopefully they do us proud.